Hi everyone, in this video we're going to apply and do an all-day wear test and review for L'Oreal's brand new concealer. This is from the True Match line. It is called the Radiant Serum Concealer. It touts to have hyaluronic acid and caffeine in it. So we're going to test it out, especially paying attention to how it wears underneath the eyes, but also to other parts of the face. So if you're interested, keep watching. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. Please also go follow on Instagram if you aren't following already. And of course, I will link in the upper right hand corner the latest video just in case you missed it and haven't seen it yet. Always check the description box. I list where you can purchase these products that I show you conveniently online if that's the way you want to purchase them. They are usually affiliate links that I mark. And I try to choose, if there's a difference in price, I try to choose the more affordable one to link for you. Right now, I see this available only through Ulta and on Amazon. The price retails for somewhere roughly between $13 and $16. That's going to vary depending on which outlet you purchase it from. Let's deep dive into the claims so that we know if this is something that, at least on paper, we would be interested in and to test those claims. Skincare and makeup in one swipe, corrects like a concealer, hydrates like an eye serum. True Match Radiant Serum Concealer provides instant dark circle coverage, visibly depuffs eye bags, and helps iron out fine lines. This lightweight, crease-resistant formula infused with 1.5% hyaluronic acid plus caffeine provides 24-hour hydration and all-day wear. The easy-to-use flat tip iron applicator provides coverage with just one swipe for instantly brightened and even under eye area. This multi-purpose concealer can also be used for highlighting and contouring. There are 24 skin-like shades available in the line, and taking a look at the ingredients here on the screen, the formula is fragrance-free, paraben-free, and they also claim it's non-comedogenic. The formula is also vegan. All right, with those claims in mind, let's go ahead and conceal together, apply together, and see what we think. So here is the product and what it looks like. Clear tube, it's plastic, it's pretty well sized, but you can see the shade on the inside. You get 10 milliliters or 0.33 fluid ounces. And just remember that I'm testing out this shade light medium, which is C3. You get this pretty large but flat, pointed, doe-fitted, slanted applicator. So being most interested in how this wears under the eyes, I really like how actually narrow the end of this is because it really fits in that inner corner. Oh, interesting. It's a super thin texture, almost like watery, as opposed to a cream that I am used to for concealers. It does blend pretty nicely. So you can definitely see the lifting up on this side versus the non-concealed side. Still got some darkness here, so I'm gonna add a little bit of product there. All right, so I have let the concealer really sink in and settle. So this is 2 layers applied, or 1.5 layers applied, and then pressed in with my fingers. So you can see definitely really nice coverage compared to the non-concealed side. But I will say, if you look up close in the inner corner, you can see that kind of scaly texture, which I don't love. Now, with aging skin, which I have, you know, as you get older, it's inevitable, this under eye area becomes more and more tricky. It's drier, it gets that scaly texture, you get fine lines and wrinkles under there. So it's not necessarily that I'm saying that's a bad concealer. It just may not be the ideal concealer for you if you have texture in this area, because it doesn't seem like it is the kind of concealer that will completely smooth that out. And frankly, it's hard to find concealers that under the eye help smooth all of that out. So that's just for you to know. I think at a distance, like you'd have to look up really close to notice that texture in there, but at a distance I do like how it looks. I like the finish, and I really like the way that it blends into the skin. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna even it up and do the other side here. I will say I really enjoy this like watery texture. It's just very different. It's so thin. It's very different from any other kind of concealer that I've used, especially under the eyes. And just a little more. Okay, so there's both sides done. And then to see how it works on the rest of the face, so you can see this dark blemish I have here. Works pretty nicely. I have some reddish blemishes in the inner corner. Do I call it the inner corner? I don't know, the side of my nose, which the foundation that I'm using, which is the e.l.f. Camo Hydrating CC Cream, I'll link that if it's already up and published, already covers pretty well, but this added a nice layer of coverage to hide that even more. I like the formula on this because having such a thin formulation, it's like it just really sticks to the skin so closely. It's not sitting on top of the skin. It is so thin that it's adhering just in the tightest layer against the skin. I really like that. All right, so I will wear it throughout the day and check in with you to see how it wears. I do want to shout out this brand. The very first and only before these two products, only product that I had tried from Ellis Brooklyn is the Apple Love perfume. It's still my top favorite perfume, but they just continue, the brand continues to impress me. This is another perfume. It is the sweet perfume, but make no mistake, it is not sickly sweet. It is, these scents are, I cannot describe them or do them justice with my own descriptions in words. Just if you're in a store and you're able to sample these, especially if you're someone who normally doesn't like perfumes, or they bother you, or they give you a headache, which is me normally, but everything that I've tried from this brand has been so luxurious and sumptuous, and I get no irritation. This is a different kind of product. This is the Salt Soothing Scented Body Oil. All of these come in glass packaging. I love the coloration. I love the packaging. This is like just being in a Caribbean vacation island type of setting, but it doesn't have any of that. You know how a lot of like sunscreens or coconut scented things just make you think, ugh, sticky sunscreen? You don't get any of that from this. It is just truly like you could be on the beach with a rum-based cocktail, and that's the vibe that you get from this. I really cannot say enough fantastic things about everything that I've tried from Ellis Brooklyn. All right, so I am here at the end of the day. This is actually a product that, this is now my second time wearing it and testing it out. The first time I tested it out, I wasn't able to do a check-in on video at the end of the day. So I'm gonna show you what it looks like under the eyes. And what I'm seeing is more texture that's developed. Those fine lines and that kind of, I don't know what I want to call it, like almost reptilian type of pattern that you get with age, especially in the under eye area. That is a little more emphasized than at initial application and after the 1 hour mark or so. So here are my thoughts. The positives is I really like the applicator. I think the shape of it really is conducive to applying precisely, easily, and quickly underneath the eyes. I do like the thinness of the formulation because it, again, applies super easily and it really just sinks into becoming one with the skin. I like the coverage of the concealer and I like the finish. I do not think this is a holy grail pick for specifically someone who has more aging skin in the under eye area, if you have any sort of texture under the skin. Now, if I were doing this review even 3 years ago, I probably would have said this is great because even 3 years ago, I didn't really have visible fine lines in my under eye area. But as you get older, those things develop more. So I think it's a good concealer, even for that purpose, but I don't think it's holy grail. And it's hard to find super good concealers for aging skin in the under eye area. I do really like the concealer on the other parts of the face. So over here, I still have that blemish, and the concealer hasn't faded significantly. It does a good job covering without adding texture. Same thing in this portion of my nose. So the concealer is held up well throughout the day and has a good finish with good coverage. So really my main knock is just for it not being completely perfect for the under eye area for my specific skin needs or skin issues, I guess you would call them. So those are my thoughts about the new L'Oreal concealer. Please let me know in the comment section below what you think, if you've tested it out, what your experience has been, any other comments or questions you have. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and I'll see you in the next video.